everyone. What is up, you guys? It is episode 36 of the Sci-Fly Zone, and today's destination is taking us back to the DC universe as we're going to be reviewing Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 4. Because this episode, it was pretty fun, and we got a lot more context for the quantum unfolding chamber specifically, because that whole thing has been very important to the whole season overall, but specifically this episode, it's the primary focus. It's awesome. And also, CJ, I want to start introducing a new thing to each Peacemaker review. And low-key, we can do this for every review that we do from now on for any Marvel or DC related stuff. I want to do an MVP for each episode.
Okay, I like that.
Based on whoever was the most clutch, who had the best performance, or was the most entertaining, stuff like that.
Cool. Okay, yeah, I like that idea a lot.
So my MVP for this episode is Economos.
Yeah, I completely agree. He's my MVP too. Yeah, he was the first guy that came to mind. He was great in this episode. He's super entertaining. Yeah, I love his character. Like this whole season, he's been great. I like every time he's on screen. I feel like he makes the other actors around him more funny when they're doing comedy scenes too. I don't know if that makes sense, but there's something that he brings.
Totally.
Yeah, man. I mean, he was great. Yeah. In terms of the entertainment aspect and, like you said, the clutch aspect too. He came up very clutch in this episode.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. So we open to a 35-year flashback to Peacemaker with his dad and his brother in the main universe, and they're hunting for animals on their old grandfather's property, and they see something lurking back in the bushes and stuff, and this is not an animal. This is a sentient alien creature. And his dad hits him right in the gut with the rifle. And when they walk up to it, they're like, dude, what is that?
Yeah, this thing was crazy looking. It is absolutely not from here. We don't know where it's from, but we know that we have never seen anything like this on Earth before.
But we don't really get an answer as to what this alien is. I mean, even James Gunn in a post said it just refers to it as the alien.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
So where the alien comes from is not really what's important in this scene. What is important is what the alien had with him. And we find out while they're walking by investigating the body that it was carrying the quantum suitcase, which is the device that we later on find out opens the tear in reality to create a portal to the quantum unfolding chamber. And when they walk up just a few steps further, they see a random doorway in the middle of the forest, and what's inside it? The quantum unfolding chamber. Pretty crazy.
Yeah. This was a pretty interesting opening to the episode. I mean, we learn here that Augie didn't make all this stuff. He didn't invent all this technology. He's not this super genius who knows how to go into alternate dimensions or anything. He just stumbled across it one day and basically took it for himself, which I think kind of makes more sense for his character, honestly.
Yeah, Peacemaker reaffirms that by saying he flunked 10th grade. There's no way he was going to be able to do stuff like this.
Yeah, 100%.
And I thought it was really interesting to it was really interesting visually to see just that random doorway in the middle of the forest. Because I've heard campfire stories of there being doorways or random staircases in places like a forest that either lead to other realities or lead to just people disappearing entirely. So it's kind of cool to see that little myth story be recontextualized in the DC universe.
Yeah, that is a really good reference. I didn't even think of that when we were watching the episode, but yeah, now that you mention it, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Yeah. And another thing that we see in this scene too, after his dad hits the alien with the rifle, does not kill the alien. He's weeping out, crying, trying to crawl away, and Keith cries out to his dad saying yo, don't kill it. And he turns his head into a melon. Not Keith the alien. After Keith cries out for his dad not to kill the alien and his dad kills the alien, his dad immediately turns around, smacks Keith in the face, and says, "Since when do I take orders from you, low guy?" Which, definitely reaffirms just how shitty the main universe's version of his dad is compared to the other universe's version.
Yeah, 100%. We've been seeing more of the other dad in this universe, and from what we've seen, he seems like a more like put together guy. He seems kind of more like emotionally mature, but this was kind of a reminder of the Chris or the Augie that our Chris experienced in his own universe, and who his real father was, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And also just the shot of them zooming out from the forest into the quantum unfolding chamber.
Yeah,
Such a cool shot.
that was a really cool shot. Yeah.
Yeah, and this episode definitely puts an emphasis on the purpose of doors in general, as the title of the episode is called Need I Say Door, which is a play on the original quote, Need I Say More, which implies, the topic of discussion needs no further necessary explanation. So this title feels like all you really need to know this episode is the importance of doors. Just need I say door? That's just
pretty much. Yeah. That's basically how that goes.
Yeah. So after we get this very helpful context as to how they got access to the quantum unfolding chamber in the first place, we cut back to Argus. They're heading over to Peacemaker's house, and we focus specifically on Economos, Judo Master, who's back in the mix now, pretty cool. And then we also get Bordeaux, Flurry, and the guy Flurry calls barely legal, Cupid doll.
Pony boy.
Yeah.
Anything but his name.
Anything but his name. Do we actually find out what his real name is?
I don't know what his name. Maybe somebody else called him by his real name like once, but I do not do not know his name.
We'll just go with Pony Boy.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the least hurtful one.
Yeah, honestly.
So everybody's banter in this scene was great. It was so funny. I feel like James Gunn is really good at writing like group banter, like not like conflict necessarily, because I mean, like, they're just all disagreeing with each other.
Yeah,
it's really funny.
Yeah. Group dynamics are is a really strong suit for James Gunn. Obviously, he's done like multiple projects with different groups. Obviously, like Guardians of the Galaxy comes to mind. The Justice Gang had a great dynamic in Superman, and like same with the 11th Street Kids. They've had some great scenes interacting together too, like the party on the roof. Like, yeah, I feel like he does a good job writing it to make it seem like you're almost in the room there with them, and like you're kind of like understanding what their experience at the time. So yeah, really good writing.
Yeah, not to mention also Suicide Squad.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yes, yep. That's right. Yeah.
So he really gets it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but some of the specific funny lines in this whole sequence, Judo Master asks Economos if he remembers their exchange in season 1. When Economos hit him with the tire iron and stuff like that. Economos says, "Yeah, it was a great moment. I loved it." And Judo's like, "Hot take." And then Red Saint Wild immediately jumps in. Oh yeah, he's here too. I forgot. He's also here.
Yep, he's hanging out.
He refers to Judo as Chinaman, even though he's from Vietnam. So that just shows the kind of guy he is.
Yeah,
very comfortably calling someone a very dated term like that.
Yeah, and he cannot comprehend that China and Vietnam are two different countries either. He's like, wait, don't they come from the same place? That's not the same thing. No, it's not.
Nope.
No, it's not. Red Saint Wild.
Yeah. And Judo Master even corrects him, but he still calls him that anyway. So that's just, he's kind of an asshole.
Yeah, everybody's very persistent with the nicknames that they give each other. It doesn't matter if you don't like it, they're going to stick to it.
But yeah, Judo Master just in general in this whole sequence has a lot of great comebacks.
Yeah, he's great. He was really good. Just chilling there with his hot Cheetos.
Yeah. And then Flurry butts in and he says, "Dang, Ginger Cool, you're hardcore." He always loves to mess with Economos so much.
Every line from him, dude.
Which, promptly Economos responds with, "Hey, F you too, asshole." Economos is just at the end of the rope on this episode.
Yeah, he doesn't really want to banter with anybody. He doesn't want to joke around. He just like, shut up, don't talk to me.
Yeah. And he's like, "All right, GC, you're just mad because we're going to go arrest your buddy Peacemaker and kill his favorite parrot." Which, dude, again, the bird blindness.
I love it. So good.
And he's shown that he can like research a bird and remember its details from reading its typed out description. So I wonder why Eagly is giving him so much trouble.
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know what he's seeing out of his eyes when he looks at a bird.
Not seeing an eagle. I know that.
No, absolutely not. Definitely not.
So obviously Economos is picking up that Flurry's just going to keep bickering on him. So he starts trolling Flurry and telling Bordeaux that Flurry doesn't respect her because he was making faces during their phone call in episode 2, and Flurry denies it. And then Bordeaux's like, all right, well, show me the proof. And then Flurry immediately turns around. He's like, don't say anything. Don't say anything.
Don't let me out, dude. What are you doing?
Of course, Economos immediately says something that makes Flurry look bad, obviously, immediately. And then Flurry tries to insinuate that a wink that he made during all of this meant that we're all in this together, and that a wink means we're all in this together because he's from Illinois. That's just hilarious writing.
Yeah. It's so good. It's just, yeah, man. I don't understand, and I don't need to understand. I don't need to understand in order to like this character and enjoy seeing him on my screen. It's so good, man. He's a man from Illinois with bird blindness, and he's one of the top agents in the country. Hey, man, everybody's got their weaknesses.
Yeah. It's his one sole weakness.
It's the only one he's got.
Yep. And Red St. Wild also calls Economos Hagrid in the same breath as trying to prove to Economos and him are agreeing that the wink does not mean we're all in this together, which Economos says, I don't want you on my side, you effing psychopath, because he's just a deranged racist eagle killer. You know, he's not someone you want to be agreeing with.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. He said right when he met Red St. Wild, I do not want to work with this bird killer. I don't want to put me in like a different group. I don't want to be with him. And didn't really work out that way.
Unfortunately not. So eventually their banter is just too much, and Bordeaux's like, yo, all of you shut the F up. And Ponyboy's like, yo, I didn't say anything. And Bordeaux's like, now you did.
Oh,
shut up. Got him.
Poor Ponyboy.
Bro cannot catch a break. And while everyone's talking and distracted and stuff, Economos manages to successfully tip off Peacemaker that everybody's coming. And he sent the message like I would if I was texting and driving.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, like a middle school or high school student trying to like hide their phone under their desk and text their friend, and like it was the most frantic message you could send. He had it like in his side the entire time, hiding it from everybody. He probably got 60% of the words spelt right, maybe. Maybe
might even be less than that.
Could be less than that, but hey, as long as the message gets across, that's all that matters.
Yeah, and he's definitely the Icona goat for that.
Oh yeah, 100%, as Chris has in his contact name and the last message that he sent him.
Yep, literally. So Peacemaker, he just gets back home from saving the day in the other universe, and he finally realizes all of the damage that happened in episode 3 with Eagly successfully warding off all of the guys who tried to do the raid the first time, which prompted the second bigger raid that's currently in the process of coming right now.
Yeah, it took him long enough to figure out that there's bullet holes in his roof, you know.
Yeah.
maybe
wait,
he was maybe if he was spending more time in his dimension, he would probably figure that out. But you know, I mean, he's got his priorities. He's saving the day.
Yeah, so he sees everything's not going well, and he looks at his phone and he sees the text from Economos, and it takes him just a bit too long to figure out what everything means. I mean, you know, granted, we do have the blessing of context a lot more than he does, but still, he does not interpret the messages that well, at least not as quick as he should have. But eventually he realizes what it means, and he's like, Eagly, we gotta go right now. And he leaves so fast, he only grabs one thing and one thing only. That's the quantum suitcase. which, you know, very smart, good idea. You know, don't want Argus to grab that. You know, that's kind of the essence of their whole evidence against him in the first place.
Yeah, literally. That's pretty much why they're there.
Yeah. So at this point, we don't know exactly what it can do yet. We just know that it's involved in the quantum unfolding chamber to a degree, but we know it's important, and that's why he's grabbing it and escaping out the back door. And he leaves just in time before Argus gets in the house and does their sweep of the backyard. And we cut to Economos and St. Wild, and they are currently looking at eagle droppings. And Red St. Wild proceeds to eat them.
Yeah. Because because it was necessary. It was a necessary part. You had to do it, okay? You got to do it to get the bird. You had to know what he was eating, right? You need to know his diet, right? That he's having bird ends, right? No. I think he just wanted to do it. I think he wanted.
I think he was just trying to show Economos that he actually has a bit of skill and knowledge to him, and he's not just all talk. So, and I mean, he's already an unhinged guy, so it makes sense as to why he would think this is a valid approach to capturing an eagle. And, you know, he comes to the conclusion that these are 4-day-old droppings, which is not at all going to be relevant to this investigation.
Does not matter. Cool.
Oh, man. And it was somehow like a crispy bark texture.
Yeah, it was bad. It was like a chip.
Yeah. Chips ahoy. So Peacemaker is, you know, still trying to dip and get to the freeway so that Leota can pick him up and take him to where he's going so he can open the new portal to the chamber. And Judo Master is doing backflips. He's doing backflips trying to capture Peacemaker, and it works. It's working. Yeah. He manages to catch up and actually knock him down for a little bit, and the suitcase goes flying. The Peacemaker throws baloney at him, which I can't believe he held on to for the whole fight up to that point. I mean, I get Eagly's got to stay close, but damn, you know.
And yeah, he was. You got to hold on to that baloney, man. You never know when you're gonna have to use it. Judo Master was doing backflips quicker than Peacemaker was running, like forward. He was insane. I don't know how he was doing it, but I want more Judo Master on my screen.
Yeah, that was crazy. And he held his own against Peacemaker for a while too.
Yeah, he did.
And while they're fighting, Red St. Wild, he sees Eagly flying around in the air, just having a good time, I guess. I don't know why he's not helping Peacemaker during this fight at all. Maybe he's too hungry and he's like wants to look in the air for something to eat. Maybe. I mean, Peacemaker's got the baloney, so I feel like he should be around the baloney. But I don't know. He's not in the mood to help fight Peacemaker in this moment. So Red St. Wild sees Eagly flying around the air, and he's about to shoot him. Like he's got him locked in his sights, and then a kind of goat knocks him over and pushes him, and his head lands right on a rock. He's like, oh shit. And this actually opens up his third eye, which we later will find out exactly what that means at the end of the episode. But oh my gosh.
Yeah, this character. Well, we will get to it, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, so eventually he wakes back up, Red St. Wild, and Economos is trying to explain himself out of the situation, trying to tell him like, yo, I didn't push you. And he says it was another eagle. Another eagle came in and pushed you as you were about to kill Eagly. So Red St. Wild interprets this as only a way that he could. And he interprets this as the prime eagle is Eagly. Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, he says, foretold by the Yakima and Meskwaki myths. It is the eagle that ruled over all eagles. He's God Emperor Eagle, essentially, is who Eagly is, basically. Wow. According to Red St. Wild.
Yeah. Man, yeah, it's just so crazy. It's just so crazy that like, and Economos hears this and he's like, is this just a way for you to rationalize your eagle killing obsession? No, not at all.
Yeah, man. I love how Argus has the eagle hunter and the bird blindness guy on the same team working together.
Yeah.
So if you put them together, it's kind of like one person who knows an average amount about birds, essentially, if they're working together.
Yeah.
This guy is. I I was excited. I was happy when Economos pushed him. I'm glad that he did that, stood up for his boys. But he kind of just
inadvertently made it worse.
Yeah, 100%.
So Peacemaker, he eventually knocks out Judo Master by basically rolling down a hill with Judo Master clung on his back, and Peacemaker uses his body weight to basically just like smash him on the ground and incapacitate him. You know, pretty smart, not bad.
Yeah, pretty good move.
Yep. So eventually, Leota picks him up, and they ride over to his old family's cabin. And speaking of Leota, you know, she's been very much out of the loop lately.
yeah, she is behind on what is going on in Chris's life right now.
Yeah. And we find her opening up a magazine called Pro Soldier, which, you know, it looks just like a firearms military magazine type stuff. And she's able to put an ad out for her security agency, which she's super proud of. And initially, you know, we're all proud of her too. You know, that's awesome. She's trying to single-handedly get her business going. So she's flexing, you know, she's like, money's gonna start rolling in, people are gonna start calling me and stuff. It seems to be like a very big step for her, but we find out the magazine is just a scam and no one reads it.
Yeah.
Off.
Yeah, man. Tough, really tough for Leota. She was super excited that she was seemingly had her new business like getting started. You know, she mentioned like she's just waiting for the calls to roll in now. She even like as soon as she got the magazine, her petty ass took a picture of it, took a picture of her ad, and immediately sent it to Kia, her ex.
Yeah, dude.
And we see in the text, the previous text that Kia sent, they are still not on good terms at all. She's sending angry emojis.
Ex sent like 8 different negative emojis. In a row.
Dude. It was I don't know what the context was of their last conversation, but it didn't go well.
No,
it did not go well.
Definitely not. We'll spend more time with Leota later, but we unfortunately have bigger things going on, as Bordeaux is seemingly forcing Economos to hack into Peacemaker's quantum unfolding chamber that's located in the closet. And Economos obviously is just upset with the whole ordeal, and Bordeaux tells him, hey, yo, tighten up. I'm not getting paid to deal with all of your crap. And Economos corrects her. He's like, you know what? You kind of are getting paid to deal with my crap.
Actually.
In my dossier, it clearly states that I have social deficiencies that are worth dealing with because of my other talents. So technically, yeah, you do get paid to deal with my crap. And Flurry immediately laughs and butts in. He says, you are one curmudgeonly mother ginger cool. And without skipping a beat, Economos hucks a thick, juicy loogie right in his face.
A big one.
Yeah.
Big old loogie. Very accurate, too. Got him directly in the left eye.
Yeah. And I respect Economos so much for doing that, because Flurry, he had it coming.
Yeah, 100%. He absolutely had it coming. Yeah, absolutely. It was going to be sooner rather than later.
Yeah, he told him not to call him that, and he still did.
Yep, he told him the first time he got into a strug, hey, don't call me that, and he didn't listen to him.
Nah, he did it like 8 times.
Yeah, seriously. Another thing that we learned from this scene with Economos talking to Sasha, he actually mentions that he hacked into the CIA when he was 14 years old, which is actually what got him his position in the first place with Argus. So that was a pretty cool piece of information to get from him. We know he's like a super smart guy, but that kind of puts it into context, like how smart he is, you know?
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I'd say it is worth working with his like social deficiencies if he's going to be able to do like stuff like that. So, you know, yeah, I mean,
definitely.
Hey, he's MVP of the episode, you know?
Yes, sir. So Bordeaux calms everybody down and asks Economos, hey, so is one of your talents hacking this door? Like, can we get a move on? He says, well, yeah, if I have my equipment. It's like, where's your equipment? It's in the van. The van that's 20 feet away? No. It's 30 feet away. John, get the freaking gear. We don't care how far it is. Get the gear. What are we doing? And he's obviously stalling, trying to help Peacemaker get as much time as possible because he knows this whole situation is just messed up. So we cut back to Leota and Peacemaker, and he's telling her that he can move the doorway from his closet to the new location that they're going to, which is crazy. But he's only done it twice, and he hasn't done it since he was a kid. So it's going to be a fairly risky thing for them to attempt later in the episode.
Yeah. He says those 2 times that he did it was once as a kid when he moved it from the woods to his dad's trailer, and then the second time was from the trailer to his dad's house, which is probably how got to his house in the first place and why he's been able to use it this whole time.
Yep. Precisely. And Leota also asked Peacemaker how he got the helmets in the first place, and he glosses over that. He's like, it's complicated, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point, why are we leaving anything out? Like what more secrets could we hold at this point?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like you would probably want the people close to you to know what's going on in order for you to like have the best chance at safety, especially considering the situations he's in right now.
Yeah, and Leota's like got the least amount to lose in this, so I feel like she would be the safest person to tell.
Yeah. And I feel like she's also one of the more like understanding people of the group, she's like willing to listen.
Yeah, definitely. And then we cut back to Economos because he calls Peacemaker without Argus knowing that he's calling somehow, which is pretty impressive. And he manages to tip off Peacemaker that he's being forced to hack into his quantum unfolding chamber door entrance, and that he's going to have to figure something out before he opens the door. So Peacemaker says, yo, just stall, and get as much time as possible. And while he's stalling, he definitely plays into the social deficiency aspect of his character, as an excuse for the stalling, which I thought was pretty genius.
Yeah,
and it was a really good performance.
It was really good. He stalled his ass off. He did everything he could to give Chris as much time as he could.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Shout out to Economos.
100%. So Peacemaker hangs up, and he's trying to explain Leota like the other universe and how it's parallel, and how it's also seemingly way better than this one, which at least to Peacemaker, it might be way better. We'll see exactly how better it really is in the context of everything else, as we believe it to be Earth 10, which is, if you guys watched last episode, we believe that to be the universe where the Nazis won World War II. So if that is the universe, then it is going to be a pretty white-dominated universe, which is not a universe that benefits all aspects of life. So if that is the case, it's going to benefit people like Peacemaker a lot more than people like Leota or Agent Fleury or Agent Bordeaux.
Yeah, 100%, right. And we still haven't seen any people of color in that universe yet, which is like the big theory of why this could be like Earth X, So maybe it's, safer for, I don't know, man. We're gonna see.
Yeah, there's so many like moral dilemmas at play here.
Yeah, dude.
So he's obviously explaining Leota in this universe, my dad's alive, my brother's alive, and not only that, it's not toxic. We love each other. We're highly regarded by everybody else. We're badass. We're rich. We're chilling. And Leota thinks his trauma is just causing hallucinations, which, girl, respectfully, you need to catch up a little bit and see the evidence.
Yeah. She has not seen or been in the environment that Chris is. She really doesn't know much about the QUC at all. She doesn't know what's really going on.
Yeah, and she does theorize that like maybe this universe just gives you whatever you want and it's not what it seems, which isn't a bad theory. Like maybe it's kind of like the devil's trap in a way.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, she says it's like maybe like messing with his mind in a way to make him like hallucinate or something, to make him think that things are better than they actually are.
But then Chris places down the quantum suitcase and starts messing with the nodes to make sure everything is placed and transferred correctly. And it's cutting back and forth at the same time with Economos slowly getting closer and closer to hacking into the door. So it's just like, it's a really nice back and forth, like to like set up the stakes and the tension. Because like, oh my gosh, are they going to make it in? Or is it going to get transferred in time? It was done really well.
Yeah, 100%.
And one thing that I really liked about this sequence as well, so black holes are basically the essence of the possibility to time travel in the first place. And black holes have notoriously very strong gravitational pulls. So when the door was being transferred to the new location, obviously a black hole has to be created to create a new tear in reality in order to open the hole to the quantum unfolding chamber from where they're opening it. So while that's happening, stuff is being sucked in to the new entrance of the quantum unfolding chamber, which, you know, is probably fairly accurate to what would happen if you were able to control opening a black hole in a very small space, you know?
Yeah,
But
100%.
yeah, obviously this super science fiction stuff going on here, but at least they had like something resembling reality to a degree. I just like that little attention to detail, that like the black hole opening and the gravitational pull and that stuff. I just like that.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great detail, and also like kind of similar to the scene in Superman with that black hole where he uses his ice breath to get him to get everybody out. Kind of like there's been several like parallels and direct references to the Superman movie, man.
Yeah.
And with Peacemaker setting up like Man of Tomorrow, it's some really fun stuff is going to be going on.
Yeah. And also, it's not going to be the last time we even see a black hole in this season. In trailer footage for this season, we see Keith in a black hole, going into a black hole at some point, or at least it looks like Keith. It's not confirmed that it's him, but it looks a lot like it's Keith going into a black hole. So I have no idea how that's going to happen. But
yeah.
Anyway, the entire time, when me and CJ were watching this scene, we were just hoping that when Bordeaux opens the door, it's just going to be a regular closet. And when that exactly happened, we were so happy and satisfied. It was great, because not only did Peacemaker win, Economos successfully stalled, and Argus currently has no evidence that he's got a crazy portal.
Yep. Yeah, that was super exciting. You called it really early. You're like, please let it be just a regular closet.
Yeah.
And that you were spot on. And so I guess in Argus's mind, Chris just has this crazy elaborate code to unlock his closet and get into his regular clothes, which is hilarious to me.
Yeah, and literally before, obviously, it was showing a dimensional discrepancy. So like, how is that happening?
Yeah, there was like a glowing light coming out of the closet too. It was the closet door literally like slammed shut as the QUC opens up in the cabin where Chris is.
Yeah,
and it's when they open it again, it's just a bunch of regular ass clothes.
Yep. It's so good. So obviously Bordeaux has to report back to Rick Flag Sr. saying, I don't know how, but we have nothing. And Rick Flag immediately pulls his, I would say his last resort here for sure. We cut to Amelia, and she's being shoved into a trash can in the back of a bar alley. Of course, she's getting into bar fights again. You know, she denied to Chris Peacemaker that she was doing it, and then what does she do? Exactly that.
Yeah.
Although luckily, at least this time, things are a lot better. You know, she doesn't have nearly as much damage. She's only fighting one guy instead of 5. So she does have a much better approach this time around. You know, she can pick her fights much better. But anyway, she's still handling her issues in a very unhealthy way. And we cut back to her at home, fixing herself up from the fight. And Rick Flag Sr. shows up at her door. And, you know, his demeanor is very dad-like. It's very interesting. You know, obviously his son, Rick Flag Jr., was dating Amelia for a while. You know, we found that out in another flashback in the previous episode. So he has a very big soft spot for her, and it's really interesting to see that side of Rick Flag, because all we have seen, you know, is a pretty cold and ruthless guy who is gonna follow orders and get the job done no matter what it takes. So him showing up being like, hey, how you doing? You doing okay? You know, it was just really interesting to see that side of him.
Yeah, it was pretty bizarre. He was like, it seems like he treats Amelia completely different than the way that he treats everybody else, you know. Which, I mean, I feel, I mean, it makes sense in a way, you know. They both have that kind of trauma bond with each other. Like Amelia losing her partner and Rick obviously losing his son. They both can kind of relate in a way. Obviously, even though they had different relationships with him, they both are grieving and mourning that loss. So it is a different like type of relationship dynamic that they have. Rick is trying to be really sweet with her. Like he keeps trying to. Amelia keeps calling him sir. He keeps wanting her to call him just Rick, and she does not want to do that at all. Probably because it reminds her of Rick Jr. I mean, I imagine like
same name.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, like that's it. It was a. It's a. This was a tough conversation for Amelia.
Yeah, and you know it's been 3 years, you know, and she still isn't comfortable with it. So that just shows exactly where she's at with handling the things that affect her emotionally. So
yeah, and like considering her relationship with Chris too, knowing that he's the one that took Rick's life, like their relationship isn't fully healed either.
Yeah, exactly. So eventually Amelia is like, okay, so I know you didn't fly across the whole country just to talk about Rick.
Yeah, she's like, get to the point. Why are you here?
Yeah. So he's like, okay, straight up, Amanda Waller said you're not allowed to work in any of the intelligence agencies in all of the United States. It just officially. I know you assumed that was the case, but I'm here to tell you officially that it is the case. You are never going to work for the government ever again. Unless you bring in Peacemaker.
Yeah. He tells her
that.
Boy! Yeah, man. Rick's like, hey, I think there's a way we can get you back in the good graces. And Amelia says, I'll do anything. And Rick says, anything? Pretty much. Like, he is... And we see, like, she starts to go off. She gets into the car and gets ready to meet with Chris. So it seems like she is putting her career first. I mean, she is struggling immensely right now in her apartment. Like she is about to have her electricity cut off because she can't pay the bills. And like with being blacklisted by like any intelligence agency,
it's so messed up, bro.
It's so like, yeah, dude.
Like the government is the reason that she can't afford her groceries anymore. Yeah. And she isn't even the person who should be reaping all the consequences of the end of season 1 in the first place, but she is anyway. And now the same people who are making it so she cannot even afford to pay her utilities anymore are the same people that are saying, well, actually we can just revoke all of that, but you have to turn in someone that you are very emotionally attached to. Yeah,
man, it's so messed up. It is so rough.
And she hates it too, obviously. She says like, this is messed up, but Rick obviously reaffirms her that it's the right thing to do. Yeah. You know, I mean, when you're trying to coerce someone to do what you want, you're obviously going to make them think that they're doing the right thing.
Yeah, that's
classic manipulation.
Yeah,
just very classic manipulation, very bad. But we cut back to Leota and Peacemaker again, and she's just trying to rationalize the universe in her own way, and he's trying to rationalize the universe in his own way, and Leota just does not. She doesn't believe it. She doesn't believe it at all, and she thinks it's just something Peacemaker is making up in his head. And even if she did believe it, she doesn't think it's the right place for him. She believes that God put him here in this universe, and he belongs here. And Chris is like, well, what if the universe messed up on a cosmic level and placed me here in the dark universe and placed the asshole variant of me in the best universe ever? And, you know, I get where both of them are coming from.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too. I mean, how could Chris not be tempted by that universe, knowing what could be like on the other side, you know?
Like, imagine if you were able to walk into the place of your other self in a better universe and take advantage of all of the benefits.
Yeah, literally, yeah. And I feel like Chris can kind of rationalize it as like with Leota saying maybe God put you here for a reason. Well, in his mind, maybe God gave me access to the QUC for a reason. Maybe I'm supposed to be able to go into the quantum unfolding chamber and do these things. Like they're both trying to rationalize this in their own way, but Leota, like, having not seen the things that Chris has seen, she can't really conceptualize it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and also like using God as like your reasoning for things is really tough because like the whole argument behind God is we don't understand we don't understand how God works.
Yeah.
You know, the way he works is beyond our understanding. You know?
Yeah.
So for her to use that, you know, like obviously someone else can just use it against her.
Yeah, he can, pretty much.
I mean, it makes sense though, you know, since she's Methodist.
Yeah, she's not a what did Chris call her? Like a Christian Scientologist or something? Christian Science? A Christian Scientist?
Something like that, yeah. So while they're arguing, Vigilante shows up with doors and door frames because he's Peacemaker's best friend and he makes sure everybody knows. You know, trying to make a new door for the quantum unfolding chamber so that, you know, it just looks like a door. And Peacemaker texts Amelia in the main universe asking if she can meet up and talk because it's been a while and he probably wants her help rationalizing things because he likes her, obviously. And he gives her a location and she uses this location to give to Argus so that they can detain him. And we already know this is not going to go good because Peacemaker has no issue killing people, as we've seen. So the way that he's going to get detained is probably not going to end well.
Yeah, I imagine there's going to be quite a struggle. I don't think that they're going to really have much of a conversation once Argus gets there, you know?
Yeah, and it's going to suck too because he's obviously going to feel super betrayed.
Yeah, true. He's going to feel betrayed. He's going to be in a vulnerable position. I mean, he was the one that reached out to her to try to talk to her and meet up with her, so he probably wouldn't assume. I mean, he was not going to assume anything is going on weird at all regardless, but like especially since she's meeting up with him, like and we saw some shots of them like setting up everybody like around where they're going to be waiting for Peacemaker. Like he's definitely going into the lion's den for sure.
I'm calling it now. He's going to show up with a jetpack.
Oh, you think so?
Remember, we saw his variant have the jetpack.
True. Yeah.
So I'm going to call it now. Yeah. He's going to show up with the jetpack so he can escape. Because I don't think he's going to get detained.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I think he's going to go woo out of there. Yeah, but that's not how the episode ends. The episode has a different ending.
A very
much different ending. I did not anticipate this whatsoever.
No.
So obviously this show pays off everything it sets up, and that includes the primal eagle line that Red Saint Wild mentioned earlier in the episode. And we see Red Saint Wild stripping down and putting on a very appropriated native outfit and is doing some kind of ritual. And initially we're just thinking, all right, this guy's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I don't know what's going on. And he starts drawing out a symbol of the primal eagle with the blood that came from his injury in the middle of his forehead that quote unquote awakened his third eye. And after he makes the symbol and places a single feather on top of the eagle symbol, we see a bunch of blue fire and blue energy pop out of the ground and starts focusing into his third eye region. And all of a sudden we see him astral projecting himself into the air, flying around in the forest, and he sees Eagly flying above the cabin that they're currently staying at, and he says, "I got you guys." And that's how the episode ends.
And
so
the
I guess
over.
yeah, and I guess Red Saint Wild, to a degree, is a metahuman.
Yeah, I think so. That seems like how it is. I mean,
either that or he has insane knowledge of magic that he, for some reason, out of all of the information he decides to spew out about his knowledge and creativity in the sport of hunting eagles, he does not mention at all that he can astral project himself in as a way to hunt them down. I guess he left that out.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing the third eye awakening was what gave him the knowledge to pull this off in the first place. That's my only way of explaining this off.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the only way to rationalize it. I don't know how else it could make any sense at all.
It looked really cool though. I loved how unhinged it was.
It was very unhinged. Yeah, it was a very cool visual. This is we mentioned in the last episode, I believe this is an original James Gunn character. It's not from any of the DC comics. It's a Peacemaker season 2 original. So they're really like, there's kind of no parameters for them to go with this character.
They're taking full advantage of having nothing established prior, so they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, dude. He goes from this guy dressed up in like native tribal like uniform in one episode to performing bird magic into his third eye and astral projecting above an eagle in the next step. Like, it's
beautiful.
I mean, we're going to be seeing a lot more of this character going forward in this season.
Yeah.
And I mean, he knows at least where Eagly is, and Eagly knows where Chris is, so they're going to meet very soon.
Yeah, it's going to happen very, very soon. I thought they were going to be able to hide for longer.
I thought so too. Yeah. I didn't think they would be able to find where they were. It seemed like it was a pretty like hidden away place. It was like they had to drive off a road and then walk some time. But I mean, if you can just stalk a bird in the air, then you could kind of find wherever you need to go. This was a wild ending to the episode.
Super wild ending. I wonder if maybe opening the quantum unfolding chamber or like switching it around to like too many times is gonna like make it faulty, like make it not work as well over time.
Like it'll be unstable. Yeah.
Yeah, and that might be how Keith ends up in the black hole.
Oh, yeah, could be. Yeah. And maybe that's why they only move the portal twice, because you can only move it so many times before you FS up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Although I'm not even sure if they understood it that well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. True.
They probably just left it there to just because why need to move it? And
yeah, true.
Point, like, they're so hidden. But I don't know. I mean, that also implies that Peacemaker took the briefcase into the other universe and then had to try to change the door of that universe. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how Keith is going to end up in the black hole.
yeah. We're trying to figure it out. I do not know. We're halfway through the season, but these next couple episodes are going to escalate very quickly.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about, like the first 5 episodes of this went out early to like the presser and some critics to like get an early look on it. But the last 3 episodes, 6 through 8, were intentionally hidden from like everybody. James Gunn said even his publicist didn't see the last 3 episodes, which I don't know how good of an idea that is. But
no, I love it. I love it.
But I mean, yeah, like he's really hyping up these last couple episodes. He says episodes 6 and 8 might be his favorite things he's ever done, like in his work, which is saying a lot because he's done some great stuff, man. So
yeah,
things
I'm
are
excited.
Yeah, man, things are going to get insane.
Let's go. So yeah, if you guys want to see the reactions and breakdowns to that, please continue to stay tuned with us on this journey of reviewing Peacemaker and all of the future DC content, as well as Marvel content, and anything else that you guys would like us to watch. If you've made it this far, leave it down in the comments if you want us to watch anything and break it down for y'all. Glad to do it. But yeah, next episode is going to be a baseball episode about the National League wildcard race, because holy crap, stuff is going crazy and we need to break it down. So yeah, but when the next episode of Peacemaker comes out, we will be reviewing it. We're going to be reviewing the whole season. And also when Marvel Zombies comes out, we will be reviewing that as well. So stay tuned for that, because we're going to be very excited to do that. It's going to be rated R. So let's go.
Yeah, you're going to be great. Less than 2 weeks away.
Yes, sir. So yeah, that has been today's episode of the Sci-Fi Zone, where the multiverse meets the 7th inning stretch. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.